Hillel Neuer, thanks for joining us, Director of UN Watch. Talk about UNRWA in the relationship with Hamas, and especially things that were discovered during the war, the 2-year war between Israel and Hamas.
So look, UNRWA is the UN agency that's supposed to care for Palestinians. They run schools, clinics, kind of a welfare state for Palestinians who are in Gaza, Judea and Samaria, the West Bank, Lebanon, Jordan, Syria. Millions of Palestinians are supposed to be helped by UNRWA. What we discovered during the war is that UNRWA is not part of the solution, it's really part of the problem. We discovered, and it was revealed, that numerous UNRWA employees, including teachers and social workers, were part of the Hamas massacre. They participated in the massacre, and that was a revelation for many. For us, we were watching UNRWA over the years. We knew that many of the teachers were regularly inciting anti-Semitism, jihadi murder in the name of Allah, praise for Adolf Hitler, and other kinds of incitement to terrorism and anti-Semitism. We had exposed that for 10 years. UNRWA's typical response was not to take action, not to fire those who promote terrorism in a classroom, but to attack us. Now, when October 7th happened, these revelations, we began to do more research, and our recent report called Schools in the Grip of Terror, 200-page report, reveals in detail how the heads of the heads of the UNRWA education system, a teacher, school principal, and head of the teachers union in Gaza, Su'ail al-Hindi, was also a Hamas terror chief. This is known information. UNRWA knew about it. They did nothing. They allowed a member of the Hamas Politburo, who is in pictures with Yahya Sinwar, the mastermind of the October 7th massacre, to run their 13,000 employee union in Gaza. Same in Lebanon. A teacher, school principal, head of 2,000 members of the teachers union, a guy named Fathi al-Sharif, was the head of Hamas in Lebanon.
So was this indoctrinating one generation after another into jihad?
Absolutely. I mean, Hamas said it. When this guy, Fathi Sharif, was killed, they said, we praise his jihadi education. So the UN allowed someone for 30 years to be a teacher, school principal, overseeing the union of 2,000 UN teachers, paid for largely by the American taxpayer. America was giving somewhere between $300 and $400 million a year to this system that knowingly employs Hamas terrorists and even terror chiefs. What do we think they were doing in the classroom? They were certainly indoctrinating the young people, the young Palestinians, and recruiting them to join Hamas. And we were paying for it. Thankfully, America, first under President Biden, temporary 1-year freeze cut on the funding. President Trump made it permanent. Netherlands announced to begin cutting money to UNRWA. Sweden announced a complete cut. Sadly, the UK, Canada, Australia, France are still funding this terror-infested agency.
Yeah, I was going to ask about that. What other nations besides what you've already mentioned, who are supporting this?
It's mostly Western countries, and there's a history to this. The Arab states said, we don't want to make this into an Arab-funded agency. We want Western support, because every bit of funding comes with it political support, political legitimacy. The terrorist factions in Lebanon, in Gaza, like Hamas, like the others, they say, if Switzerland is giving us money, if the UK is giving us money, Canada, France, Norway gives a huge amount of money, they are endorsing our narrative. And we didn't talk about that. Let's say it's not just that they're employing terror teachers. The very raison d'etre, the very purpose of UNRWA is to tell Palestinians you have the right of return. Sounds nice. What it means for Palestinians is that the war of 1948, when the Palestinian Arabs and their neighbors tried to destroy Israel, is not over, and that millions of descendants of Palestinians are going to enter Israel, like October 7th, in a violent, murderous way, and dissolve Israel, dismantle Israel. That's the essence of what UNRWA is all about. It's not an aid agency that's just giving out food. It's telling Palestinians, your home isn't here in Gaza, your home is in Tel Aviv, and your job is to dismantle Israel.
Well, thanks for your insight into this and exposing what the world really needs to hear.
Thank you.